I don't want to say anything too personal, but I know that you've shared this publicly before. But before you joined Macro Millionaire, you had like a huge stress, anxiety about like passing the certification and really just running the business. Can you speak briefly to that and then kind of talk about your experience with the 9-week challenge?
When you first approached me about it, I felt very inadequate. I felt I was not in the fitness industry. I had nothing to do with it. All I had ever been involved in is ministry. So the whole concept of it was like, oh my gosh, I can't do this. I don't know. I don't have all this knowledge already behind me. And then I was just really nervous about learning. I was older, because I'm 60. And so starting, it was crazy to me to start something new, start something totally out of my range or out of my scope of something, but did it. So
how did you kind of work through that? How did you grow past that?
The more that I looked into the courses that you had talked about, when you started laying everything out, then it was like, okay, I know what to do. They're laying out step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4 for me. That will get me started. And then when I start learning on my own also, then put the two together and I can make it happen. It was just getting rid of the doubt.
Yeah.
I can't till, let's try. And then if you don't, then let's talk about I can't.
I love it. You, man, you're a champion. You're just an overcomer. So kind of what led you to the 9-week challenge and what kind of process or what can you add to what we talked about today? How is it going for you?
I love the 9-week challenge. It is my baby. It is with my schedule, with still being in the ministry. It's my money. That's what I love to do, because I think I've shared a couple of my PDFs, I do the Zooming. I only do option 2. So I probably need to scatter out, maybe try to do 1, but I'm more of the option 2, because I do a weekly Zoom meeting. I made some PDF files that, they're nothing fancy, but it gives them a little bit more education behind everything. And that's their time to ask questions. It's time for me to coach them a little bit during that. But once I made those, all these other 9-week courses, I don't do anything. I do the weekly Zooming and that's it, because all the work was already done at the beginning. So I just repeat and use those over and over. So that frees me up to do other parts of my business and the ministry and not have to worry about this 9-week. It's done between the guides that we have and then what I've put together. It's easy. It's easy. Just easy.
Julie, I love it. So I've got one thing that I want to emphasize and then a challenge for you. So the first thing is you said, I don't do anything. You have done so much personal development and growing in the last, 2 years, however long our relationship with Macro Millionaire. And I think that's what we tend to sometimes discount. We're like, oh my gosh, should I really be charging that? Well, absolutely, because it was a long and hard journey to overcome the things, the self-doubt, like you said, the inadequacies. Those are like places that are easy to get over for any human. Those are extremely uncomfortable places. And frankly, that's why most people just don't go there. So so I would say you've done everything for this challenge. And the second thing is I really love how like at first you were just like, okay, step by step, but now how you've made it your own. That is so awesome. So you kind of put the free to be you nutrition vibe with it. And that is absolutely, yes, the Macro Millionaire way is a good foundation, but guys, you guys are all your own brand. So
yeah, I had to make it me. I like the instruction guide for me wasn't working for me. Not that it's not good, not that it's not working for somebody else, but I struggled with it for whatever reason. So I was like, okay, what can I do to help me be able to teach them on the weekly Zoom? So I made these, like elementary, basic files that I showed that I'm able to explain and to teach to them in my language.
Yes, I love that. I love that.
And I just hit people as far as getting people to do it. I hit my nose. I go after my people that said no. I go after my people that said that maybe did the 3-day game plan, but didn't sign with me as a, as a client. I go after them and go, okay, you didn't want to commit to a monthly obligation. You didn't want to become a regular client, but I'm offering this. Is this something you would be interested in? Even go after my no's. People that said, no, I'm not interested, didn't want a game plan, didn't want to become a client, just wanted to reach back out to you and let you know, hey, I know you didn't want to do this, but this is what I'm offering. If you want to do it, or do you know anyone that this would benefit?
Yes, I remember when you were launching these, you're like, I'm getting no's in the challenge. And that's awesome, because I think people, they see 9 weeks and they're like, okay, I can do that. Mm-hmm. It kind of creates some excitement.
Yeah.
And Julie, did you have, or do you do exclusively the challenge now, or do you have challengers that roll into your gold program?
I have challenge. I usually get 2 to 3 that will roll in. Like if I have 9 to 12 people in my challenge, 2 or 3 of those will become full-time clients.
Yeah, that's another thing that I do like. If you guys decide like, hey, I want to run a campaign, I want to run prospecting messages, reach outs with this challenge after the 9 weeks, there's absolutely great opportunity to, it's called a sales funnel, to funnel them into either your gold program, inner circle program, or maybe they're just cool. Like, hey, I just like the support, or maybe I like the resources. I want to continue to use the workout app or the tracking or whatever resources that you're giving them. They might say, you know what, I just want to stay on board for just the resources. So there's definitely other areas that you can continue to help them. Cool. Julie, thank you. That's super helpful. And we got to set up an interview sometime, because I know we've done it like several times, but your story and your journey is really incredible.